Here we are, the seventh chakra. We're now at the central nervous system and the entire crown of the head and that pineal gland I've been mentioning throughout the entire 7 series. The pineal gland looks just like a pine cone. It sits kind of tucked in back in some of our brain sections, and it's believed it's where all of our psychic senses come from. It's a very powerful gland connected to our higher self, and that's where we end up in the crown. Now, there are a few colors associated with the crown. Purple is the most common. Sometimes it's all the colors that are associated for the crown. Sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's pink. It's really about finding what resonates for you. I happen to be a very big fan of purple, and so I always tend to go for purple or magenta, a shade of dark, deep purple when I think of the crown chakra. Interestingly enough, the sound for the crown chakra is silence. This is where we enter into a different part of meditation. Now, with the crown chakra, you can use any of the types of meditation. It could be sound, it could be breath, it could be a moment of silence, it could be many moments of silence, it could still be a journaling, channeling meditation. There's no wrong or right way to access the crown chakra. What matters is trying to discern what it feels like in your body. So we're going to think about what that feels like to us. And so I invite you to close the windows of your eyes or to find a focal point and something to look at. And I'd love for you to picture almost like a cauldron with a big spoon with your mind's eye. We're getting out that incredible scanner you have, that sensory scanner that connects to all of your senses. And we're using it in the form of this swirling spoon in a cauldron. And we're swirling around our thoughts. And we're almost like we're playing with fairy dust, like purple magical dust that we're swirling around and around and around. And we're letting that dust sprinkle all throughout that beautiful crown, coating us in this shimmering purple light. As you stop stirring because the purple has begun to flow, feel the top of your head from side to side and front to back, as if this magical dust is giving you an opportunity to have a heightened sense of feeling, a heightened sense of knowing. Look for that central tube, the golf ball or the flat disc. Notice, how is it spinning? Is it spinning? Does it only go in one direction? Is it slow or fast? How does that flow of energy feel? Does it feel bumpy or lumpy or smooth? Does it feel jagged? What do you notice in the crown chakra? Let us access the pineal gland with the sound of the seventh chakra, singing bowl, and keep tuning into that purple light coming from that golf ball or that flying, floating disc. What does that energy feel like? So you get familiar with what that purple light feels like to you. Imagine that straw that goes through your head, through the third eye and the throat, right down through the center of the heart and the solar plexus, the pelvic floor, and right out. The tip of the tailbone is round and hollow. It gently exists energetically through your body, and it comes out past your head and below your tailbone. And just slightly down the straw is where that purple light flows. Notice the crown, whatever color it might be. Feel that golf ball or disc begin to really take its place in that straw, so that all the purple light is coming from that space, front to back, back to front. And as the purple goes down towards the eyebrows, it suddenly begins to have hues of fuchsia and magenta, perhaps clear or pink, or maybe it becomes indigo as it reaches the golf ball or flying disc at the third eye, the next node along the straw, the pranic tube. And from there, that indigo light is beaming out across the eyes, front and back of the head, and through the nose and sinuses. And that indigo light, as it goes down and down and down, it lightens. It begins to lighten at the mouth, the ears, the throat, the thyroid, the parathyroid, perhaps just the tips of the shoulders and collarbone, and it's blue. And right in the center of the throat is where that blue light is coming from. That golf ball, that flying disc of blue beauty is radiating from your throat, front to back, back to front, up and down, and filling you up with that beautiful blue light. And as you come down, the blue, it begins to turn green. As the shoulders lower into the chest, the rib cage, the arms, the elbows, the hands, and the fingers, they all fill with green light. The lungs and the ribs and the entire heart cavity are full with green light. And right around the heart is where it is coming from. The pranic tube has come from your throat down into the heart area, and there is the golf ball of magical green or pink light pouring forth, beaming from front to back and side to side. Perhaps it's a disc, perhaps it's a golf ball. It is there, your energy center for the heart. And the green starts to lighten as it goes down. It gets towards the diaphragm, and the green changes to a vibrant green as the yellow begins to permeate it just below the ribs where the soft spot is. Just before the belly button is the solar plexus, the golf ball of yellow, or the disc of yellow is there on the straw, right there, beaming yellow light front to back and back to front, fiery energy fueling the systems of digestion in the stomach and the spleen and the pancreas and the gallbladder and the liver. All of that filling with yellow light that begins to take on a burnt orange color as it comes down to the hips. It morphs into water as you discover right in the center of your reproductive area, halfway between the base of the pelvic floor and the pelvic crest, is that orange node on the straw, and it fills your hips and entire reproductive center with orange, glorious light, front to back, back to front, side to side. And as that orange goes down and down, The sacrum, it begins to get a ruddier, murkier shade of burnt orange because it's becoming red, as the red of the lower back spine, as in the tailbone, legs, and feet fill with red light. And right at the base, the tip of the tailbone is where that red golf ball, that red flying disc is coming from. It's emanating all of its red light, sending out red light all the way into your feet. And as you breathe in the rainbow of light flowing through you from top to bottom and bottom to top, breathing in every color. Letting the colors be one with you and you with them, feeling the auric field expand, letting light in all directions as the entire rainbow body lights up. As you embrace all of these colors and continue to breathe them in, know that you can return here at any time. At any time, this is within you in all ways, always. Take one more cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in through the nose and out through the mouth. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes, bringing your awareness back into the space. We'll bring our hands into the crown chakra mudra, where our pinky fingers touch, the base of our hands touch, and our thumbs. Our fingers are open, so only our pinky and our thumb are touching. The other three fingers are open. It makes a little bit of a bowl or a lotus flower. And you can hold it at your heart, or for the crown chakra, we usually hold it right over our head. And we'll take a cleansing breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. And on our next exhale, we'll exhale to the universal sound of peace, hope, and harmony. Home. Home is where the heart is, if that works better for you. Let's take a big breath in and exhale. And on your next exhale, Om. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'll follow up with a closing video. But until then, may you always see the beauty within. May you always have the courage to choose love over fear. May you always stay curious enough to follow the guiding light of your own heart. The light in me honors and bows down to the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Namaste. I hope to see you in the closing video. I'll talk a little bit about what we can do with these chakras.